Communication is a common thing that we use in our everyday lives without even thinking about it. There's a lot that goes into communication. How we interpret it, how we use it, who we use it with, and when do we use it. In this speech, I will be talking about the 5 basic principles of communication, some communication models, and how communication is learned from. The 5 basic principles of communication is inescapable, irreversible, complicated, symbolic, and consensual. The inescapable part of communication is that we are always communicating with ourselves and others using verbal or nonverbal examples. Like, I could be talking to you right now like I am, and that's using communication. Anybody can see the way that I am by eye contact, tone, or even posture, and that's still communication. When it is said to be irreversible, that means that when I'm communicating and once I've already said what I said, you can't take it back. Somebody has already interpreted the message, received the message, or maybe they haven't received the message. Either way, I can't take back what I've already said. Complicated, when it is said to be complicated, they mean there are a lot of different languages, cultures, regions, and even age. It's just hard to understand what somebody's saying when you're not on the same level as them or not in the same region or understand their language or anything like that. When it is said to be consensual, it is talking about the relationship between the sender and the receiver, or even the situation that they're in. Like, if my dad were to call me right now, I would understand that there's probably an important message because he is at work. But if he were to call me later around 7 p.m., it's probably just to have a conversation, say hello, talk about our days, or anything like that. Next, we have communication models. There are 4 different communication models, but I will be talking about 2 today. There's transmission and interaction. Transmission is a one-way process, like a radio, television, voicemail, or letter. For example, on the radio, someone will send a message to me. I won't be able to send a message back unless they purposely want me to. But I will either receive the message if I'm in my car or in my room with the radio station on, or I just won't receive the message, and that's fine. Interaction, on the other hand, is a two-way process where I'm the sender, someone else is the receiver. I send a message like, "What time is it?" The receiver listens to my message and proceeds to answer my message. "Oh, it is 3:42. That means that now they have gave me feedback, and that makes it an interaction model of communication. Communication is learned from many different ways. It's learned from symbols, mostly, like language. When we are all born, we pretty much make our own way of communication. We either cry, or we make noises when we're hungry, or we laugh when we're enjoying something. But later on, you start to get taught how to communicate with the people around you. Typically here in the United States, we learn English, and in Mexico, we learn Spanish. So if one of my friends were to speak Spanish to me and ask me, "Hey, can you pass me la cuchara?" I would understand what she is saying because I understand Spanish. But if they ask someone who doesn't understand Spanish, they wouldn't understand the symbol, and they would sit there and be confused. The symbol for us, for cuchara, is spoon. So if someone were to ask me for a spoon, I would already know that that's the utensil you use to eat liquids or eat anything that you'd want to. So I would just pass them a spoon. It's as simple as that. Everyone has their own symbols and their own language. Hearing all these concepts sounds complicated in communication. We don't even realize it, but it's just the beginning. We are finding new ways to communicate every day, using technology and coming up with new verbal and nonverbal usages of communication with one another. It is amazing how many things go into communication, and we don't even really sit down and think about it.